my play was not up to par for where it needs to be to give you a chance to beat a quality team like them. It's a great atmosphere. It's a fun place to play, but they certainly had our number tonight.
Most definitely. The Colts' 38-point loss is the second largest in playoff game history for that franchise. Luck is now 0-4 all time against the Patriots. It's Luck's first trip to an AFC championship, but again, he couldn't get it done. However, Luck has led the Colts to the postseason every year since he's been in the league. But what does another loss mean for one Andrew Luck? Stephen A., you're a huge fan of Luck on the show, but I'm assuming you knew what people would say the next day when he lost. In your opinion, what does it mean?
Nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing to me. He lost the game. He lost the game to a better team. The New England Patriots are an elite team, and Andrew Luck by himself can't get it done. What do the Indianapolis Colts, or what do the New England Patriots do against the Indianapolis Colts yesterday afternoon, Skip? He had a lot of time to throw the football. What New England did was take their linebackers, drop them in the coverage, close off all the passing lanes. You got T.Y. Hilton, he's on lockdown. You got a safety over the top, you got a cornerback covering him. You got this guy, Moncrief, he was held in check by Darrelle Revis. Reggie Wayne, Hakeem Nicks, nowhere to be found. Andrew Luck completing 2 of just 12 attempts to the wide receivers. And Browner eliminated Fleener at the tight end spot. If you have nobody to throw the football to, what are you supposed to do as a quarterback? You certainly have no, or by the way, a quarterback who certainly has no running game to speak of. And by the way, Heron, who dropped 2 critical passes back-to-back in the first quarter, which ultimately forced them into a 51-yard field goal attempt by Adam Vinatieri. And what happens? He kicks it wide right, and no bristling winds and what have you, with rain coming down. It was a tough situation for them to be in. In no way am I trying to absolve Andrew Luck. In the end, he's the quarterback. He's a young stud. I believe in him, but he did not have a great game. I understand that. But when you are a quarterback, clearly going against a better team, a more complete team, led by a Hall of Fame coach, with a Hall of Fame quarterback, and oh, by the way, a future Hall of Famer in Darrelle Revis, who happens to be one of the elite cornerbacks of our generation, with Browner and Dante Hightower and others in the secondary with him. And you guys cannot get open. What is he supposed to do? Every single year, this guy has gotten better and better. Every year they progressed. Out in the wild card rookie year, out in the divisional playoff last year, to the AFC championship game this year. Even though I think it was somewhat fraudulent because Grigson, the general manager, who was seen having a long talk with the owner, Irsay, after the game, by the way, he needs to have a long talk with this GM. I'm not advocating the man be fired or anything like that. Let's not get ridiculous here. But Grigson and Pagano need to get Andrew Luck a running game, and they need some rough riders on the defensive side of the football. Then come talk to me about Andrew Luck, because the only reason they were playing yesterday is because of Andrew Luck. All these interceptions, you're going to give it to me. I don't care. Andrew Luck has no running game. He's got a suspect defense, and this man is still in his 3rd year. He is still big time. I love him. It's a bad game yesterday. Not absolving him from that at all. But I'll take him a 3rd year in the NFL. I'll take him all day, any day. My opinion about Andrew Luck has not changed one iota.
Nor has mine. To everything you just said, I say baloney. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. I get sick and tired, I'm going to say it one last time, of the premature coronation of Andrew Luck as some cinch first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't see that yet. Well, that's where we're heading with this. Like, he's the next great thing. He's a cinch Hall. Any of the people who love him would say, oh, yeah, he'll be in the Hall of Fame someday. Stephen A., now we're hearing the report from Adam Schefter that he is about to be, Andrew Luck, be paid as the highest paid player in all of pro football. I'm certainly not saying he's a bust. I'm just not saying, what I'm trying to drive home to you is that I don't see what you're seeing yet. I keep trying. I keep opening my eyes wider and wider. And I keep seeing the same thing. You say he gets better and better. I don't think he does. I'm seeing QBRs his first 3 years of 65. Remember, this is on a scale of 100, which is 9th in the league. That's the first year. 62 the second year, which was 9th. 64 this year, which fell to 12th. He had the second most turnovers in all of pro football this regular season. And then in the postseason, he throws 2 more picks last night. If you throw in the 1 lost fumble that he has in the postseason, that's 13 turnovers in 6 postseason games. 13, 12 interceptions and a lost fumble in 6 playoff games. I got to tell you, that's pathetic. I don't know what you're talking about here when last night his QBR was just an abysmal 17.7. Yet you say, oh, Daniel Herron dropped the 1 pass. The second pass, the ball up the boundary, I know he dropped the first one. The second one was, it was a tough catch, man. He threw it over the other shoulder. Herron was going to look over his inside, and he threw it over his outside.
Touched him right in the hands.
No, it didn't. He had to go like this and turn completely around. That was a hard catch.
And it touched him
in the wind and the rain, that was a hard catch. I'm sorry. That was a tough catch. I didn't expect him to make it.
It's a hard throw. He made it, though.
Okay. He makes a lot of good throws. He makes a lot of really knuckleheaded throws, too. And after a while, you say, well, will he ever learn? Will he ever figure it out? And then T.Y. Hilton, you know, he just tears up the league. Then the Patriots take him away, and you say, well, he doesn't have enough weapons. Kobe Fleener was just a notch below Gronkowski all year. And I can keep going, all their other weapons. I know Reggie Wayne's on his last legs. I know Nick's. But still, he's got enough weapons. He should be better than he has been, especially in these big games. That wasn't very good last night. When you go, what was it, 3 of 11 on 3rd down? That's terrible. When you complete 13 passes, you complete, what was it, 36% of your passes? 36%? Are you kidding me? 12 out of 33 last night? Those are not great numbers. You can't say, well, he's on his way. That's 3 years, and I haven't seen enough. And I keep saying, okay, I'll sit back this game. Last night was a great opportunity for Andrew Luck. Low pressure, low expectations. Who really thought he was going to light up the Patriots last night? Probably not anybody, because history against the Patriots had said, well, he's been terrible in the 3 losses. So last night you expected him maybe to come out, no pressure, freewheeling, and have a pretty good game. And he had by far his worst game of the 4 against the Patriots so far in his career. You can't defend that. I'm just trying to be honest here. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
Well, first of all, stop acting like you corner the market on honesty. You ain't the only one. You just have a different opinion than other people. That's all. I'm looking at Andrew Luck. I never sat there and said first ballot Hall of Famer. But I do believe that ultimately he could get to that point. I think he has the skill set to pull it off, Skip. We talk about football being a team game, and I see a bevy of deficiencies and flaws with the Indianapolis Colts. How they've been structured, how they depend on him, how they ask him to do entirely too much. And I think that contributes to some of the numbers that you continuously bring up about him, which is why I don't bring them up. I don't talk about the QBR as much as you do when it comes to Andrew Luck, because I understand that when you're a gunslinger and you're the guy that's dependent on to do everything, that it's not going to work out for you all the time. So the numbers can be relatively deceptive. Trent Richardson and Ahmad Bradshaw was your definition of running backs. Even though I like Ahmad Bradshaw a lot, Trent Richardson still has a lot to prove. Herron comes out of nowhere, had a couple of good games, and he's supposed to be the savior. We talked about Reggie Wayne. He's on his last legs. Fleener, the only reason why Fleener is relevant is because Fleener played at Stanford with Luck, and as a result of that, the camaraderie and the chemistry that they developed in college, you would assume that they were going to develop on a professional level. That's the only reason why Fleener is relevant. We're looking at Hilton. He's a stud. He's a bad boy. We know that. But all of these other guys, we barely know who they are. Defensively, you need Rough Riders. You watched Seattle yesterday, and regardless of what was going on the offensive side of the ball, the defense kept them in the game because the defense brings it. Richard Sherman playing hurt. Earl Thomas playing hurt. It doesn't matter. Whatever you've got the gumption up, that's what they do. But you don't see stuff like that from the Indianapolis Colts. You don't hear about it. All you hear about is Luck, because Luck is their only hope. He's the only reason they're relevant. And if you watch them this year, you know that's the truth.
to me, the truth is that so many people loved this kid before the draft, so many experts, so many analysts, and Stephen A. Smith, that everyone dug in and said, he's going to be great. And you keep giving him passes because you already said he was going to be great. And in a way, you're covering for yourself. Just in a way.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. And I'm going to tell you why no. Because, Skip, he's in his 3rd year in the league. I've got plenty of time. It doesn't matter to me, Skip. If Andrew Luck well, you can't look like RG3 because we know that's a bit extreme, and he has really nosedived over the last 2 years in terms of winning. After a great first year, he has. I'm not even talking about all the particulars. I'm just talking about wins and losses.
All right.
I'm saying the Redskins have nosedived over the last 2 years, so we can't say RG3. But outside of that, Andrew Luck could be an average quarterback, and I would still be saying, give him time. But he hasn't been average. He's been better than average. And that's all I'm saying. He's got plenty of time. And by the way, New England's not going to continue to be New England for years to come. Yeah. We rave about Andrew Luck because we're talking about the future. Anything now is gravy.
Gravy in 3 years is a long time to me. You should be showing more than you're showing right now.
Not when it's your first. Now, really?
Yeah.
Really? Then you should have given up on RG3. You should have given up on him because Andrew Luck, 3 years in the league. Andrew Luck has been to the playoffs all 3 years and advanced all 3 years. And you're telling me his 3rd year in the league, he should be better than going up against Tom Brady? Who did he lose to yesterday, Skip? Who did he lose to? He lost to Jacksonville.
The best quarterback in pro football.
Thank you to you. Thank you.
Robert Griffin III, in his first year in this league, won Offensive Rookie of the Year, took his team to the NFC East title, and had the Seattle Seahawks down 14-0 in a playoff game before he got hurt.
Right.
Okay, that shows you a lot, man. And his QBR was better than Luck's as a rookie.
That's not the point. The point is, according to you, there's a whole bunch of intangibles that come into the mix. Not just wins and losses, but leadership ability, how you go about the business of conducting yourself, how you progress. We know what RG3 did. We know he was a stud. We also know that he's been anything but since that time. I'm not knocking the brother. I'm rooting for him. I hope RG3 shows up and plays better, just as good as Andrew Luck in the years to come. But he hasn't. Andrew Luck has shown you that the praise for him is valid, and it's coming. That's what you see. He's the future. Him and Russell Wilson.
Andrew Luck is a turnover machine. I mean, he's a machine, man. He just turns it over and turns it over. And everybody says, it's okay. It's only his 3rd year. Next year, it'll be only his 4th year. 10 years from now, we could be sitting here and you'd say, hey, it's only his 13th year. RG3 had a 2-time Super Bowl champion in Mike Shanahan. He had Alfred Morris, a stud at the running back spot. He had Garcon as a wide receiver. All right. Now he had Deshaun Jackson with Garcon this year. I mean, he's had some weapons. What has Andrew Luck had? What has he had? Well, he had Reggie Wayne before he wrecked his knee. That was pretty good.
But he was a rookie then.
T.Y. Hilton is a game breaker. That's pretty good. Kobe Fleener is pretty great.
Kobe Fleener's pretty great.
Yeah.
He comes in to break up the argument.
He's a Luck lover.
So he doesn't matter.
I mean, there's no perspective.
Everybody's a Luck lover to you.
It's okay.
Everybody's a Luck lover to you.
He's great.
Everybody's a Luck lover to you.
Give in.
You even got sucked under the other day. Remember?
He's impressive.
You finally gave up on Friday.
It was Friday.
The New England Patriots are the New England Patriots great or not? Who did he lose to? You act like he lost to a bunch of scrubs.
Baby steps for Andrew Luck and the Colts. They improve by 1 game in each of Luck's postseason starts. They improve by 1 game. Skip Bayless.
Not QBR.
No. Meanwhile, you mentioned he may be the highest paid player. We hear a deal may be in the works for $25 million. Coming up next,
he deserves it.
A year. Yes, the bad man says he will remember this loss for the rest of his career. How did this affect his legacy? Stephen A. will wax poetically about that bad man.
He will wax defensively.
Defensively? Yeah. We'll be right back.